The position of the churches that left the denomination regarding the 2021 church separation within the Presbyterian Church, Canada, goes beyond simple emotional opposition. It is a response to the change in the principles of biblical interpretation and constitutional values upheld for centuries. The position of the churches and pastors who left the denomination is not one of hating or discriminating against homosexuals, but rather a theological rejection of the change in doctrinal definition. Regarding this departure from the denomination, the Presbyterian Church, Canada, believes that the departing churches and their members oppose and discriminate against specific individuals. However, the core of this departure focuses on the fact that the regulations defining marriage and ordination were changed, and opposition was expressed against that change. According to a pastor from a church that left the PCC denomination, he explained, "We are not rejecting specific people. We simply cannot agree with the new rules that artificially alter the biblical definition of marriage as the union of one man and one woman, a definition the denomination has upheld for thousands of years." He further added the following position. Our stance is that the Canadian Presbyterian Church has caused significant confusion by imposing a dual definition on what we hold as crucial. He explained, the Presbyterian Church, Canada, decided to simultaneously accept two conflicting views of marriage, which created significant contradictions both linguistically and legally. He also clarified the following position. The Presbyterian Church, Canada, recognized both the existing law defining marriage as the union of a man and a woman and the new law defining marriage as the union of two adults. This results in two truths coexisting within one denomination. We cannot live our faith within this logical inconsistency and theological gray area. So we chose a clear path. The consistent stance of the churches leaving the Canadian Presbyterian Church is rightly seen as theological resistance to revisionist biblical interpretation. This is not simply an issue of the keyword homosexuality, but a question of how we read the Bible. If we begin reinterpreting the Bible's authority to change rules according to circumstances in the times, could eventually shake other core Christian values. Those leaving the denomination do not hate homosexuals. Rather, they cannot follow the denomination's changed rules that relativize the Bible's absolute authority. The direct reason some churches formerly belonging to the PCC left the denomination was not to oppose anyone, but to uphold the unchanging rules embodying the Bible's teachings and the church's traditional essence. They chose to stand on the unchanging law of the Word rather than on new man-made laws, and they are paying the price for that choice. We conclude this discussion by quoting a departing denomination member who emphasized that this is not about blindly hating someone, but about agonizing over and deciding on a matter of conviction and order.